Here's how to create labels in Gmail. On the left side, we have an organizational bar, the sidebar, and we're going to go down to drag this until we see more. Then we're going to click on more. It's going to give us some more options. We're using this little bar in the side so that we can pull it all the way down. And we're going to create a new label. And it allows us to decide what that label is going to be. Now, labels work like folders in Gmail. So now we're going to name it, and in this case I'm going to name it Weekly Notes. And if I wanted to put it under another folder that I already have created, here are examples in this email account. I would select that and it would nest, it would create a subfolder. So what this would mean is under the folder Apple, we would find Weekly Notes. But in this case, that's actually, I don't want to do that for this particular folder. So I'm going to uncheck that box and I'm going to hit Create. And what it does is it tells you the label Weekly Notes was created right down here. And then it will pop up in these on this side. So we have Inbox, Starred, Sent, Snooze, Sent, Drafts. Then we have our labels, and we can tell they're labels by this little label image, right? So this one is Apple, Facebook, Hootsuite, Roku, Voodoo. And here's the new one that we just created, Weekly Notes. So now we want to move the stuff that's in our inbox, the emails that we have received in our inbox, into this folder. And you can see right here when I hover over the folder, I get little options right here. This will show me if I wanted to remove the label or if I wanted to show, hide the messages, hide the label list, add a color to the label. I have options on this side. I don't really want to do any of those right now. I could even add a sub-label, so I could put something under Weekly Notes if I wanted to. I don't want to do that, but just so you know that that is where these option button, it pops up. It's usually 3 dots so that you can see it. And what we're going to do is, if we're in Inbox right now, we can tell we're in it because it's red, and we have one unread message. Then I'm going to check off this message, and I get a bunch of options that pop up here. It might not look the same as yours at home. You might not have Boomerang. That's something that you can add in. But what we're going to do is we're going to move to. We have a label button, but actually what we want to do is we want to move to, because we're moving this email out of the inbox and we're moving it into the folder that we want. So we could just label it, but that will keep it in the inbox. Let's step through that so you have an idea of what that looks like. So if I check off Weekly Notes and I check Apply, it's going to label it. And so see that gray right here? It labeled it as Weekly Notes, but it's still in my inbox. And if I want to move it out of my inbox, I'm actually going to use a different tactic. So I'm going to click on it. I can see Inbox and Weekly Notes, and I can delete Inbox and I can delete Weekly Notes. If I deleted Inbox here, it would move this example into Weekly Notes. And this email would just live in Weekly Notes. But I'm going to actually delete Weekly Notes and go back to Inbox, because what I want to do is move it directly without having to see what that step means. So I'm going to click on it, I'm going to click Move To, and then I'm going to click Move to Weekly Notes. And now it says the conversation was moved to Weekly Notes right down here. And that's perfect because now it's no longer in my inbox and it's been filed into my my organizational system over here. So again, I'm going to take the little bar next to the left side, drag it down. I'm going to click on Weekly Notes, and it shows me, oh, that email that we have here just moved into this folder where we wanted it. So that's great. But say, oh, I want to get rid of labels, I have too many, or I don't understand why I have so many over the course of time. What I'm going to do is I can move this back into inbox if I want to keep it. So that's been moved back into inbox, and if I go to inbox I can see it there. I can undo weekly notes. In this case I'm just going to delete this email because it's not something I actually want to save. But I can go down and click on weekly notes and click on remove label. I could rename it or I could remove it if it's something I don't want anymore. So it asks you remove label, delete the label weekly notes, and I'm going to say delete, and it just was removed, so it disappeared from our list right over here. So that's how you kind of move things into labels using Gmail. Hope that was helpful. If you have any further questions, please contact us at the Winchester Public Library.